Welcome everyone to our very first Artist in the Window Artist Talk. I'm here with Marie Hélène Comeau, and I am grateful to be able to do this on the traditional territories of the Kwalindun First Nation and the Ta'an Council. And I'm also grateful for the support of Arts Fund for this project, and Music Yukon also will be contributing to it through the Arts in the Park program. So Marie Hélène is one of our featured artists in the window with a really exciting and interesting project. Would you like to start by describing a bit what you're doing?
I'm mainly this week in the window. I'm mainly doing paintings of houses that used to be part of downtown Whitehorse landscape, and they're no longer there. So I kind of wanted to do a tribute to those houses, and quite by accident, I realized that Google Map hasn't renewed their bank of images of downtown Whitehorse since 2009. So I do have access. Everybody has access to those images of Whitehorse. So 11 years ago, 11 years could be very short, but in our case here, downtown Whitehorse, in 11 years, I was able to count more than 60 houses that are no longer here anymore. So that was my inspiration for this project. The theme of houses, I surfed on it and explored it for a while now. I guess when you come to the Yukon, you have those dreams or settle down, like to have your own place, your own little house. In French, we say cabane, ma cabane au Canada. So I've been exploring that theme. It's kind of the nucleus of when we get here in the Yukon. So I just wanted to show you a few paintings like that.
Well, housing is hard to find when you get here in the Yukon. People think, oh, it'll be easy just to find some place and build a cabin, but it's not that easy. Housing is expensive. A lot of people house sit for a long time because back when people used to travel, people would be gone for quite a long time, and so they needed someone to look after the cat and the dog and the house plants. I don't know, did you house sit?
Oh yeah. So even though we live in that beautiful landscaping, large, very so it could be a challenge to find a place where to live. So I just wanted to show I've been exploring that theme over the years, and now I'm doing it specifically with houses that used to be downtown Whitehorse.
And so how are you, I think it's really cool the way you're trying to draw stories out of the visitors that come see you here in the window. Can you tell me a bit about how you're set up to do that?
Okay, so with COVID, I had to find a way to practice social distancing, but
I'm probably sitting too close to you.
And I wanted to be able to have people to come here and share their stories. So the last few weeks, I took photos of like screen capture of those houses that are no longer here, and I printed it and I created a scrapbook with those houses so people can
show it so people can see that.
Yeah, so those are that's an example of what people can find here. So there's even houses where like I had totally forgotten about them, and but they used to be, downtown Whitehorse 11 years ago used to be very different. So it's very interesting, and sometimes I get people to they look at it and they tell me, oh yeah, I used to live there, and there's other people who show up and they tell me they do tell me that they have a house downtown right now, and they have to leave, they have to sell, and there's already promoters that contacted them and wants to buy their house, their lot, and the intention is to tear everything down and and to build something bigger, condos, or I don't know, something bigger. And it's very, I guess symbolically, it's painful to leave your house where you have so many memories, and you like it's part of your story. Like those walls, like saw you crying, laughing, and so it's part of everybody's stories. So I guess when it comes a time when you have to leave the place and knowing that it's going to be destroyed, I think it could be brutal. It could be tough. So sometimes there's people this week who came by, and they know their house is not in my scrapbook right now, but it will be like pretty soon. So
Yeah.
yeah, a few people came, and it was emotional for them, and other people are just happy to remember who was there, who lived there, and sharing stories. I've been in the Yukon for almost 30 years, but there's a lot of stories that I missed.
Well, one of the things I love is that it may be hard for people to see with the sun behind, but the way you've taken pictures of these houses and you've hung them on string in the windows, and you said it was to make it look like a real estate office.
Yeah, a real estate office with houses for sale, but they don't exist anymore.
I think that's kind of brilliant, Marie Hélène. And so,
and the goal for that, the goal was in last April. I was supposed to have a show here at the gallery with the artist Virginie Hamel, and so we've met a few months ago, and we've decided to select a common theme, and each of us we would go separate ways, create and bring everything back together. And I don't know if I have to look at you or look at the camera.
Why not look at the camera? Yeah.
So I've decided with stories, I've decided to use those houses that I just had found on the program Google Map, and I thought, okay, there's those houses that disappeared. It's many stories, little stories that disappeared from our urban landscape.
So the theme is stories that the two of you are working with.
Yeah. So I still haven't seen what Virginie had done so far. She's I've decided to do paintings. She's doing collage, I think, for this show. So I started to paint, like to make paintings of those houses, like to be inspired by those houses. So I just wanted to make sure, like, how could I portray the fact that they're no longer here, they're not there, but they're used to be there. It's solid. So I kind of mix like solid and fluidity. And then COVID strike, and it's funny because our relationship, or my relationship with houses, my house where I live, changed. and it was just funny. I since then I created other paintings that I decided to include them in the show that will, like, it got canceled in April, but it will happen in November, and I will be able to combine both, like the pre-COVID, that's pre-COVID, and after COVID it's something else. Like I still use that same symbol, that same theme, but with a different angle.
Well,
So,
when people tell everyone so hard, stay home, yeah, the house becomes a different.
Yeah, and we try to fit in those little houses while we're living in a place that is so vast, so big. The Yukon is.
It is one of, I
big.
definitely feel that here in the Yukon, in some ways, we've kind of had COVID light. We haven't, so far, touch wood, no one has died here of COVID. And sure, we were at the beginning, it's like stay home, but we could still go for a walk, and we weren't. Our houses were certainly shelter, but they weren't the kind of prison that I think it might be in a bigger city.
Yeah, different. But still, even if we were able to go outside, well, that's my personal experience.
Sure.
I can only talk for myself, but even if I was allowed to go outside and go ski, there was always that little cloud following me, like anxiety, like being scared, or you don't know what's going on, and so I did feel that I was being my mind maybe was being spread into like trying to continue the way it used to be, and another part of myself trying to adjust. So I don't know if I succeeded, but those new paintings, I don't have any with me, but I try to talk about that, like how can our big bodies fit into those little houses, and how can we cope with who we were, who we are now in that vast landscape. So it's interesting. Like it just happened by accident, like that I was working on that theme, and it fit with the new reality.
Yes.
So this week, this week at the gallery here, I decided to continue the pre-COVID version of that art project. And just because during COVID, during confinement, there's 4 or 5 more houses that got torn down downtown Whitehorse. So I thought, okay, I have to make room for them. I have to leave them in the project.
Cool. You know, I'm remembering a previous conversation with you, Marie Hélène, where you were talking about, because you have recently completed your PhD from UQAM in Montreal, and I remember you talking about going back and forth between Montreal and Whitehorse, and how going back to Montreal kind of felt like fitting a foot that had spent all summer in like a Birkenstock where it could spread out back into a town-style shoe, that there was a way. And so when you're talking about fitting people into the small houses, that image is returning to me. But I don't know exactly where that would go. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this show in November.
Hopefully it will happen.
Yes. As well as we can plan right now.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see what Virginie has done too, because we were still creating during the shift in March. So the same thing happened with her. Like of course, it affected everybody. Everybody who creates and is doing art. Like we're not disconnected from ourselves when we're creating something. So of course, that will be interesting. We are still trying to figure out how we will set up the gallery. If visually there will be, it will be, I don't know, easier to see that, oh, okay, there was a pre-COVID and after COVID for that project that happened during the
So
COVID.
whether that shift is reflected in the installation.
Yeah, so maybe we'll paint a black wall and install everything on that we've done before. So we don't know. We're still
exploring.
We have time, and hopefully we'll find a way to be able to show it to the people.
Yes. Well, and in the meantime, thank you so much for sharing and showing the making of it here in the window. It is July 2nd in the evening here in the Yukon. If you're coming in from somewhere else, this is the time when like it's really, really bright here, which is delicious and exhausting and fantastic. And so here's a little taste of sunlight for you in case you're listening to this like in the depths of winter, because we're recording this and we'll post it. But if you're checking out this video sooner, on July 3rd, Marie Hélène is still in the window, and you can see her work in the window up until Sunday or Monday kind of thing.
Yeah, and if you have stories to share of different places that you do remember seeing in downtown Whitehorse, you're more than welcome to come and see me and share those stories. Like I said, there's more than 60 houses that and it wasn't a research. I didn't do it like systematically, like just going downtown and looking around.
And I guess you're doing a draw that people will be able to win one of your lovely watercolor cards tomorrow. So if you're listening to this on, I wonder if I'll actually get it posted on Thursday night. I'll try. But if you're listening to this maybe on Friday, come down and check out Virginie's work. Maybe get your name in for the draw. And Marie Hélène, holy. And next week I'll be here talking with Leslie Leong. And this is the first of 10 artist talks, so hopefully you can check out some of them. We didn't have anyone actually register, but you can register. Maybe I'll turn this around now. Yeah. You can register for these artist talks. And we'll send you the Zoom link 5 minutes before. It only costs a question for the artist.
Yeah.
And we'll be making Facebook events to try and get the word out a little bit better. Thank you very much. Thank you, Arts Fund. Thank you, Music Yukon. Thank you very much, Marie Hélène Comeau.
You're welcome.
And have a lovely evening. And if it's not a beautiful sunny evening where you are, I hope the imagined one from here will keep your spirits up. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.